Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. This video is all about different garden designs that you may want to use on your property. It's April 6th. Now's a perfect time to expand your garden or to start a garden. So I'm going to walk through the property. It'll be a longer video, and I'm just going to show you all the different ways that I have gardens. And you don't have to have a garden as big as mine, of course. Just use pieces of it and design something that works for you. This is the side of my house. These containers come from Tractor Supply. They're used for feeding and for watering for cattle and stuff. There's bottoms in them. You can unscrew a hole on the other side of this. You always want drainage in whatever container you're using. This is more for water. There was no hole, so I put a hole in the back. It's really, really important. If you don't have drainage in your containers, they will fill up with water and they'll rot your plants. But I use this section for herbs. And again, it's April 6th. If you want to subscribe, as we walk through the garden, you're going to see some things growing. Those are the cool weather crops. But I will plant and show you how I plant the entire garden for spring, summer, fall, and also show how I harvest and even cook some of these. This is a great way to have a kitchen garden. Sage, thyme, rosemary, even lavender in there. Spin around this way, you come down my deck. You could have a little container garden. Again, I want to stress, make sure you put holes in the containers. You can use any kind of container you want. These are some kale plants that overwintered, but these will all be getting planted up with cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. Even have an herb garden over here. Containers are a great way to get started, learn about gardening. Coming over on the side of the property, that's a 4x4. Sort of a raised bed. I call these more frame beds because the sides aren't so high, but you have a framed bed right there, 4x4, 4x8. These are strawberries, raspberries in there, more strawberries. And you can just set up some framed beds like this along a fence line, and I will be putting in tomatoes, peppers in here, transitioning it over. And this whole section is kind of my kitchen garden. It's not a big space. You can do a combination of planting in the ground and in containers, and you'll have yourself a nice little garden. This is the south side of my main garden, and don't get overwhelmed because I purposely designed different gardens within my main garden so that people can have ideas and use them as they wish. 3 raised beds here. These are about 3 feet by 6 feet. These are a little bit higher. You're getting more to a raised bed. As the sides get higher, you're putting in better quality soil. You can grow things a little bit differently than those smaller frame beds. If you have bad soil, like some people's soil is more rocky and stuff like that, so they need higher raised beds to bring in the good soil so they can grow. I'm lucky enough that I have clay soil, so when I have the frame beds and even the earth beds I'll show you, my plants do really well. But you could set up a couple metal raised beds like that. This was actually, I shot a video on it. I just took a circle, dug down about 2 feet, put all the grass that I took from the top on the bottom, the dirt on top, and then that's just chicken wire going around there. That keeps out the rabbits. That was big enough for 2 tomato plants, some pepper plants, and it's just a very small footprint. Put leaves in there over the winter. I will add in some of the dirt, or soil, I should say, that you see around here. Get this set up, and this is just a nice way. If you just want to test out growing tomatoes and peppers, you really only need a space like this. That is garlic sitting in there. Just redesigned this space today. These are fabric pots, and that is a corrugated metal raised bed. These are great, again, if you have poor soil or rocky soil, or things just don't work at the earth level, you can build a raised bed like this, bring in soil, you can have a garden. I like the fabric pots. They're easy to move around, not that expensive. I actually sell those at my seed shop. They're about $25 for the 100-gallon fabric pots. This is a no-dig garden. I built this last year. This is about 12 feet, 10 to 12 feet by 18 to 20 feet. You can do something like this. I just laid down cardboard all the way across, and then I put about 6 inches of compost and soil across the top, and I planted in it right away. Didn't turn the earth. This is a no-dig bed. Built it up again this year because these are all actually planted with potatoes. And again, if you want to subscribe, I'll be showing you how I grow in all these different examples that I'm showing you. But these are potatoes in here. That's parsley, and I actually planted on top of the beds plants that will mature in about 45 days before I'm ready to pull the peppers out. This way I'm utilizing space and the mounds just aren't sitting there. So I have like bok choy and radishes in there. But this is a great way to have a small garden and get started. And this fencing is actually just T-posts, string, and bells, and this kept the deer from going in there, believe it or not. Okay, let's go over to one more smaller garden and then we'll go into the main garden here. So this is about 18 by 18 feet. This is repurposed fence that was actually on my property when we moved in. Let me just show you a different type of garden. This is a mushroom garden. So I'm growing oyster mushrooms and wine caps in here, and they should be coming up this year. Growing in hay and different kind of wood chips and mulch. And if you have a shady area, you can actually have a mushroom garden. So in this space, I have some fabric pots in combination with some raised beds. These are higher edged again, something you may want. It's a 4x4 raised bed, it's a 4x6 raised bed, and another 4x4 raised bed. A nice little vertical tower for growing strawberries, but you can kind of mix in different things. This is of course in process of being cleaned up, but this will all be planted with all your warm weather crops and I think some kales and stuff like that first. Some cool weather crops. Kale, broccoli, cauliflower. But this is a nice space and this is perfect for a family of 2, family of 4. You can really pack a lot into there. And the fence is nice if you have deer. Even though the fence is lower, they can jump over it. Unless they're starving, they're going to stay away. They really don't want to jump over something and break a leg and land on something. They would be, you know, just like you and I. Here are a couple examples of the fabric pots. These are going to be planted up over the next couple of weeks. That is ag fabric covering my Brussels sprouts. But you could just drop some fabric pots, some of the raised beds I showed you before, and just tuck them anywhere in your garden. You know, that footprint right there is enough for 1, 2, 3 tomato plants, 6 or 8 pepper plants. There's 5 Brussels sprouts under that fabric there, and then some other space. So you don't need a lot of space. Spinning around, here's my main garden. I mean, it's pretty large, but let's go over to the gate and walk in and I'll show you some examples there. This space was 2 4x8 frame beds. I grew all kinds of different things in there, but I really made this my cold frame area and some containers. These are all different potatoes that I'm growing that I started back on March 26th. In this space, these are Green Stalk Garden Towers. I'm affiliated with them. If you're interested in purchasing them, go to the video description. There's a coupon, you can save some money. But this is a small footprint that I designed just so people could see if you have a space like this where the wood deck basically frames this out, you can grow in a 3 foot by 3 foot space all kinds of different plants. So these are planted up with herbs right now. I'm in the process. The pepper plants right over here are going to be put into the towers. I'll be doing a whole tower series on everything you see here over the next week, 10 days. But that tower right over there is going to be all pepper plants, and there are 30 pockets in there. So you can grow vertically, you can grow a lot of plants. You can't grow everything in these, but you can grow a lot of your basic garden vegetables, and you can have a nice garden in a small space by just growing vertically. We come into my main garden, you'll see the different raised beds. It's pretty large. You know, don't get overwhelmed. You don't need something this big. There's all kinds of trellising and stuff that I talk about in other videos. Here's something I just shot a video on a couple days ago. This is just a sunken container garden. These are about 8 to 10 gallon pots. The bottoms are cut out, they're sunk into the ground, and it's just a straight line. There are 11 pots there, 2 pepper plants in each. That's 22 pepper plants just in that small space. If you just want to do a strip of land, grow some peppers, you could do something like this. It's really, really effective. You can see different raised beds in different places. Let's take a walk down this way. I use cattle panel to build arches. You can grow cucumbers and beans and different plants right up those. Maybe you want a space like this. These are 2.5 feet wide, 6 feet long, and you can just put in 2 beds like that. There's radishes and peas in there now, spinach. Cattle panel going across makes a nice arch. I could grow a couple tomato plants in there, some pepper plants, and then grow beans or peas or cucumbers right up the cattle panel. Again, this could just be a small space. There you get started with gardening. One of my favorite really basic beds are just digging in the ground. That's a mounded up area. You can grow anything you want in there. You can see that I have different trellises set up for vertical growing, but you can just do 2.5 foot wide. I think that's about 20 feet long. You can grow squash, zucchini, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, whatever you want in there. That's all the space most vegetables need to get started. These are window wells. They go, you know, against your house. It's usually just half of a circle. You have to buy 2 pieces. But you can build these circular raised beds if you want by just getting these pieces at Home Depot or Lowe's. Some raised beds along the fence line. Here is another mounded bed that's the one that I just showed you isn't set up yet. This one has potatoes right here in the front, some cool weather crops. I have broccoli, purple cabbage, collard greens all in here. This will be transitioned over to squash, zucchini come the warmer weather. Single raised bed right in here. That's parsley on the left, celery, and carrots. You gotta have a carrot and celery raised, yeah, a carrot and celery raised bed. They go together really nicely and they'll be delicious. I'm going to use these actually for soups. Parsley, celery, carrots make a great base with onions to make any kind of soup, especially chicken soup. Now you could take a space like this. These are all the different fabric pots we sell at our shop. Set it up however you wish, and I'll be growing everything in here. Again, it's only the first week of April, so I can't put everything out yet. We still get frost, but these are getting set up, and this is going to be an entire garden in this small space. Spinning around this way, you know, maybe you like the look of the metal. These are from Tractor Supply. There are no bottoms in these, and you can just buy them in this different size. They're used for gardening. Fill them up with a good potting mix or make your own soil, make something nice. You can grow right in there. Those are fire rings that are repurposed. You can find those in most places. No bottoms in those, so you just drop them down on your ground and you can grow in there. This is all kinds of different kales and collards growing in there. I'm using the fabric mesh to keep the white butterfly off of them. In here I have spinach. There's radishes surrounding those. I have peas started in there. Some celery that didn't fit into the other bed. And you get the idea. There's a lot of different ways, and this is not a big footprint either. You know, you could just set something up like this. You know, even a couple fire rings is perfectly fine to get started. You know, that will hold 2 tomato plants. You can put in 4 to 6 pepper plants. You could grow a squash plant. You could put in cucumbers. You can really set something up nice in your yard without having to do a lot of construction. A lot of people don't like to build the wood raised beds. The metal ones sometimes cost more, but sometimes if you're not buying a product specifically for gardening, for instance, a fire ring, it's a lot less expensive. Once they say it's a garden ring for growing tomatoes, usually they increase the price. So you look around, you can repurpose different things you find in the stores for your garden. But this will give you some idea of how you can set up a garden in your area. Here's another space. This is just a 4x8 raised bed with some T-posts and some fencing so that you can grow cucumbers vertically up there. You can grow different plants in front. So I encourage you, you know, think about expanding your garden. Think about the look that you like. Here's the metal area again. Here's the fabric pots. Here are the earth mounds. And then as we spin around, you can see all the framed and raised beds that I use throughout my garden. Hope you enjoyed the video and it gives you some idea of how you might start a garden. I encourage you to get started. Start with something small. You don't want to start with something so large you get overwhelmed and you don't have a good experience. Just pick a space, pick a design you like, see what you can grow, and please subscribe. I will take you through the entire process from seed starting in January all the way to putting your beds asleep in later October and November here in Maryland, Zone 7. Thanks for watching, and please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com.